We must finish securing Pest and our rear before we move back to fighting the oncoming Soviet hordes. Hello everyone, this is Gamer1745 with my continuing playthrough of Panzer Corps II Axis Operations 1944, and we're doing the historical path. Right. And we've secured most of Buda. We do have this unit that popped up here. We're going to take care of that maybe shortly here. But let's come... well, just there. Let's be sort of safe. Okay. Just sort of looking around, seeing where the enemies are. Doing some reconnaissance. Yeah, I think this is a worthy move. Good. Well, I should have looked at the artillery first, just in case there was something to shoot at. All right. Let's see what we can do. Well, this looks like if we can, yeah, attack and get another movement away from that. Again, you do not want to stay even one turn next to that. And we're just going to take this and retreat away from it. That way we've got all three of those garrison hexes secure as okay. We're gonna have some more fighting to do in here, and this guy is vigilant, so he can do close fighting well. So we're gonna reinforce him. All right. Any of these? Oh, they can still shoot. Right. Okay. Good. Boom. Kill some, suppress some. Okay, we'll be able to... Oh, since he fired, he can't move. Okay. We'll just move you to there. That way next turn we got some artillery support. Yeah, no, we're not gonna. Well, I guess we come out pretty well ahead on that. Okay, an overrun. But we're gonna stay right where we are because we've got artillery support from an infantry attack at least, though I think there may be overly powerful Tourons there, but gotta make the game challenging. All right, let's... Okay, well, let's try to remember or use our assets well here. Okay, so we are now basically out of range for just about anything we really want to attack with our Stukas, so we're going to move them over here. And since we have quick rebasing, survive. Take that. Okay. Nice to fully get rid of the armor unit. Is everybody still up at... No, not at that base. Okay. Good, weaken them heavily. Now, who do we want to try striking here? They're in the open. And our second strike. And these guys don't have quick rebasing, but we can at least get them over to here. Now, if the Hungarians do want to, they can take this base, which would just force the aircraft to some other base. So, disrupt our air operations for sure, but that's all it would be. Right, well, let's make sure we try to do this effectively, shall we? Okay, we have that one unit left there. Let's move these troops in like that. Right, okay. All right, the 10th 105 centimeter, 105 millimeter, I should say. Field Howitzer 18th has got anti-infantry veteran level 2, so +2 on soft attack. Well, guess we'll use them. We do not want to be there. But we could be down there. Yeah, we'll use Azul infantry to clean out the position. guys will come up here. I think we'll deal with the entrenched troops there a bit. Do not preferably want to end up in the city because more vulnerable to infantry attack. Oh, well, these guys have vigilant. Okay. Something of a dance. Again, not next to that. All right, well. Okay, well, again, not next to that. I don't know that. Oh, these are vigilant, so they, okay, so that would be fine. Not that it can't be harmed. And we're getting an offensive hit right now. And these guys might be able to get further up, but well, we'll need a couple of the move in and out units. Over there. Well, once we take this position, this is over. Fast deploy on this guy. There we go. Keeping him suppressed. come down to here. Well, we might as well move the broom bar up. All right. Okay, so now for this, we just need to go in there and then get out. Go in here. And we'll get out over that way. There we go. This is our last need to take, and we win. Should have been using the aircraft, of course. Right. Now all that's left is clean up units. Maybe earn some little extra prestige here. That's all I'm really doing at the moment. Okay, are there any flags that I have yet to take other than that one? Oh, these guys pop back up. Okay, so we see these guys pop back up even though I've had the all of the hexes controlled. So really, I guess you do need to keep them surrounded like that. Keep that in mind. not going to go over there this turn. We can give this guy the honor of ending the battle here. My general reports for your attention. Thankfully, our efforts here seem to have had their intended effects. There is a new Hungarian prime minister in place, and with him a promise to swiftly increase Hungarian troop levels on the Eastern Front. Still, it makes me more than uneasy that such drastic measures had to be taken against those who have been our allies in this war. There is something else you should be aware of. Army Group South is no more. Word just came in there has been a major reorganization of our Wehrmacht on the Eastern Front. Army Group South has been relabeled Army Group North Ukraine. Its mission has completely shifted over to one of defense. Also, Field Marshal Erich von Manstein has finally received the swords to his Knight's Cross, but there is no joyous celebration for us to have. Manstein will not be in command of the new Army Group North Ukraine. He has been dismissed by direct orders from high command. I fear what will befall our forces without his guidance and leadership to safeguard us. Now, we're going to want to say a few words, and I've read, it's over on the shelf over there, Lost Victories, that's it, von Manstein's book, and I'm sure that's coloring my viewpoint. I regard von Manstein as a general very highly, but I don't see him as an indispensable man, meaning without him it's going to fail. No, I don't see him that way. There are indispensable men in history. I would say George Washington was one. Without him, the Americans would not have won the American Revolution or War of Independence, however you want to call it. So there are indispensable men, but I don't see von Manstein as one of those. But what the big problem is, and the reason von Manstein, in my understanding, and again, it's been years since I've read things, but at the core of the reason why he's dismissed is not because he's losing battles or something. He's dismissed because he's willing to tell Hitler, what they refer to as high command here, I don't know if you want to say the truth or how he sees the situation on the Eastern Front. In essence, he's willing to go and say, no, we must retreat, or just retreat anyways, with or without orders, or he's willing to stand up to, the high command. And is going to be replaced by someone I right offhand don't know. I mean, they may say in the next little thing here. That may or may not be a competent general, but he'll be one that either is unwilling to stand up, against unreasonable orders and decisions, or just one that knows that if he does so, he will get dismissed. Now, you might think that that's basically the same thing, but it's not. The idea is that if you have a competent general, and if you know that if you go complain, hey, these orders to stand fast and hold here are bad, and you complain about it, all you're going to do is going to get fired, and somebody else is going to replace you that may or may not be as good as you, maybe just as good as you, but your complaints will do no good. So why complain about it? Just, try to do the Jawohl, mein Führer kind of thing, and do the best you can to preserve your forces. So I don't know right offhand whether it is just a person who, is a Keitel, or somebody who's just a yes man, or possibly someone who's ideologically, I know Reichenau is already dead at this point, but he was a competent general, I would say. But he was ideologically a National Socialist. So, not that the Fuhrer can do no wrong or anything, but just the whole he was ideologically there with their, willpower and whatnot will, overcome the enemy and things. So he is much more in agreement because of his beliefs than just being a yes man, I would say. But you can get those. So that I see as the big problem. It's, you've already, by this time, you've already moved Guderian off because he has too big of a mouth as well. And he is sidelined, not in a terrible position, but one that he, I was going to say ultimately fails at. Yeah, he does ultimately fail at it, but he does really improve things to a degree in charge of the, Inspectorate of the Armor Corps, trying to rationalize armor production. And he's an ally of Speer in that fight. But unfortunately, and I've talked about this in other videos, and I won't go into it now, partially your effectiveness within the National Socialist regime is your close access to Hitler and Hitler's trust in you. And that is something that by the time he becomes Inspectorate of the Armored Forces, one, he doesn't have close access to Hitler, and two, Hitler doesn't trust him. So, however good, and I do think he's making more or less the right choices, and he is winning some of the bureaucratic battles, shall we say. So, he's on the right path. But, and not that there really was a winning, as in winning the war solution from his viewpoint, just get tank production up and going correctly and we'll win the war. No, that isn't going to win the war. It might improve conditions, but it isn't going to win the war. So the big thing is that von Manstein is removed as someone who can, has the prestige and the willingness to speak out about current conditions, shall we say. Historically, German occupation of Hungary in March 40 was swift and nearly bloodless. Talked about that in the first video of this mission battle, whatever. Hungarian efforts to resist the Germans were neutralized before they could even begin to organize, with many Hungarian forces not receiving any orders on how to deal with sudden arrival of German formations within their borders. For all these, Hungarians knew the Germans were still their allies, so many Germans entering Hungary were welcomed with ceremony. So, at least for the immediate future, Germany was still able to count on Hungary to continue the fight on the Eastern Front. All right, well, we're going to end this episode here. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for smashing that like button if you would. And of course, if you're new, please hit the subscribe button and please post your comments below. See you next time for more, yes, even more historical action.